Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome to the 5-Minute Facebook Ministry. My name is Anthony Daines, and today we're coming out of Joshua, the first chapter, 9th verse. That's Joshua 1 and 9. And it says in the NIV, "Have I not commanded you? Be strong and courageous. Do not be terrified. Do not be discouraged. For the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go." Again, have I not commanded you, be strong and courageous. Do not be terrified, do not be discouraged. For the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go. Excuse me, I'm sleeping. This is a verse. This is God speaking to Joshua. Moses has just died, and Joshua is going to take the people of Israel and lead them into the promised land. And God tells him, "Have I not commanded you, be strong and courageous? Do not be terrified, do not be discouraged." You know, that's what God says to us. He says to us, be strong and courageous. Do not be terrified, do not be discouraged. You know, we let all kind of situations and all kind of problems, terrify us, discourage us from what we believe and what we stand for. But God tells us to be strong and courageous. He just says, be strong and courageous. Doesn't say when, doesn't say how long. That's just be strong and courageous. And that's what we're supposed to do. Where do we get that strength and that courage from? We get it from our faith in God. Because he says, for the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go. Wherever we go, whatever we're doing, our God is with us. Now that's amazing. That God is with us at all times, through all situations. And it's almost like the few times that we say, oh God, I didn't know you was there, I didn't know you was with me in this situation. If we look at those in detail, we can kind of see that that's because we weren't expecting God to be there. Even though he was there, we weren't utilizing God who was with us. We were not dependent on God who was with us. We were in a situation where we were trying to fix things ourselves. Where we were not being courageous. We were not being strong. We were being discouraged during that time. And when we're discouraged, it's not that God leaves us or departs from us because we're terrified or because we're discouraged. Excuse me. No, he doesn't leave us. But we tend to walk away from God or step away from God in those times and do things ourselves. Because, even if we are terrified and we are discouraged, if we turn to God during those times, he will give us the strength and courage we need. He will make things happen that can get rid of that fear and that discouragement that we're going through. But when we feel that way and we don't turn to him, we don't seek him, then we get caught up in our fear, we get caught up in that feeling of discouragement, and we give into it. And we lose control of that situation we're in. Because the reality is that we probably never had control of it. But see, God did. And all that we're doing is we're not trusting God to control that situation for us. We're not trusting God to bring us through that situation. And because we're not trusting God in dealing with that, and we're trying to deal with it ourselves, we fall short of his glory in that situation. And he can't bring us through it because we're not dependent on it. and we're dependent on ourselves. And again, we fall short of God's glory through that in that particular situation. Now we can always correct that by realizing that we've erred and not coming to Christ, not coming to God in that particular situation at that moment, and we can always turn back to Him. But the reason it's taking so long is because, we've turned away from God. We've been wandering through the desert, waiting to get to the promised land instead of just following, believing God, and trusting Him. So, be strong and courageous, for the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go. God bless you. God loves you, and I love you too. Have a great day.